Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're tackling something I guarantee almost all of us experience, but, well, very few of us actually understand. We are going to dig into that incredibly frustrating, familiar feeling of working incredibly hard, pushing yourself to the absolute limit, but somehow staying completely financially stuck. We have all been there, and today, we're going to figure out why.
Have you ever finished a massive day feeling totally exhausted, only to look back and realize that absolutely nothing in your life actually moved forward? I mean, think about it. You answered dozens of emails. You sat through all the meetings. You checked your notifications every 5 minutes. You crossed task after task off that to-do list. And yet, at the end of the day, you feel like you are standing in the exact same place. Now, most people genuinely believe they're stuck because they just don't earn enough money, or maybe they blame inflation or the economy. But what if that is not the real problem at all? What if the biggest thing keeping you from building wealth is actually a hidden enemy? It's a silent drain on your attention that you're paying every single day without even knowing it exists.
So, let's get into part one, the hidden enemy, the invisible time tax. This phenomenon is what we call the invisible time tax. And no, it's not collected by the government and it doesn't show up on your pay stub. It is a silent everyday tax on your attention, your focus, and your ability to make life-changing decisions. The really crucial takeaway here is this: being busy and being productive are complete opposites. Some of the busiest people on the planet never become financially free, while the absolute wealthiest people, they protect their ability to think above everything else. To really grasp how this tax works, I want you to imagine strapping on a heavy backpack. From the second you wake up, someone else is controlling your attention. Your phone vibrates, bam, that's a small stone in the backpack. A new email pops up from a coworker who just loves hitting reply all. Another stone. A pointless meeting gets added to your calendar, a bill needs paying, a package needs tracking. Now, each of these tiny little interruptions might not feel like a big deal on their own, but together, they are quietly draining the most valuable resource you own, your cognitive energy. By lunchtime, you're lugging around an incredibly heavy backpack. And this is the real tragedy here: decision fatigue. You are literally burning your absolute best thinking on $20 decisions instead of million-dollar opportunities. Your brain pays a toll every single time you choose what to wear, answer a random message, or approve some minor invoice. So you end up spending 30 minutes agonizing over online reviews for a $15 phone charger, right? And by the time a truly life-changing opportunity actually appears, maybe a new investment, a business idea, a massive career move, your exhausted brain just defaults to the safest option. Why? Because it has absolutely nothing left in the tank. Which brings us to part two, the paradigm shift, effort versus leverage. We really need to tear down this modern myth of hustle culture. For decades now, we've been told to just work harder, stay at the office longer, and fill every single hour with activity. Being busy somehow became this dopamine-fueled status symbol. But here's the truth: a calendar can be completely full while your future remains completely empty. Let's contrast two very different approaches here. On one side, we've got the busy business owner. By 8 a.m., he's hammered out 40 emails, and he spends his entire day putting out fires and reacting to complaints. He goes home exhausted, genuinely thinking he worked hard. But on the other side, look at the wealthy thinker. She spends the first 2 hours of her morning with her phone completely powered off. No emails, no meetings. She is reading, planning, and designing systems that eliminate future work altogether. One single decision she makes in that quiet morning could generate more wealth than a whole month of the other guy's constant, frantic busyness. Think of cognitive bandwidth like an invisible bank account in your brain. Every single decision you make is a withdrawal from that account. But actually, unlike your smartphone, your brain doesn't have a handy little battery percentage floating on your forehead as it drains. You don't even notice it running low. You just keep spending that precious account on low-value problems until you are literally running on fumes. And here is exactly where that drain happens the fastest: the context-switching trap. Let's say you dive into some deep reading at 8 a.m., but at 8:15 a.m. you stop to grab a phone call. By 8:20 a.m., when you try to get back to your reading, you're struggling to reconnect, right? This science actually shows us that every time you jump between tasks, part of your attention gets left behind. If you're doing this 50 times a day, bouncing between Slack, email, and endless impromptu meetings, your brain literally never enters a state of deep focus. It is just surviving.
Let's look at part three, the wealth gap of outsourcing.
Picture two ambitious people. Both of them earn the exact same income and both work 60 hours a week. Yet 10 years down the road, one is financially free and owns multiple assets, while the other is still trapped in the exact same frantic cycle of working harder and feeling busier. So, what actually separated them? It all boils down to one incredibly powerful question: who or what can do this instead of me? See, the busy worker says, I have to do everything myself. But the wealthy entrepreneur asks this question instead. It highlights a pretty brutal reality. You absolutely cannot scale yourself. Your time is capped at 24 hours. If you want to grow beyond that, you have to stop selling every hour of your attention and start aggressively buying it back.
The reason this mindset shift is so absolutely vital comes down to opportunity cost. This is the invisible expense of the highly lucrative opportunities you lose out on while you're spending time on low-value tasks. Sure, organizing a spreadsheet for 2 hours might give you a really quick, satisfying hit of productivity in the moment, but it actively costs you the 2 hours you could have spent building an entirely new product or negotiating a massive partnership. That lost opportunity, it's invisible, but it is unbelievably expensive. And the tools we have at our disposal to fight this are evolving so fast. Looking at AI as a force multiplier in 2026, it's a game changer. It can organize calendars, write first drafts, analyze complex data, and answer routine customer questions in a matter of minutes. The absolute highest performers out there use AI and delegation to completely remove friction from their lives. They understand that hiring help or using these tools isn't an expense, it is a direct investment in their focus. Because ultimately, your greatest value isn't typing faster, it's solving complex problems in your imagination.
All right, part 4, the escape plan, buying back your attention.
So how do we actually fix this? We need to shift gears from the problem to the solution. We need a solid escape plan to guide you out of the daily chaos and help you start aggressively buying back your attention so you can reclaim your future. And it all kicks off with a 7-day task audit, where you simply track everything you do. From there, you apply a very simple 3-level system. Step 1 is automate, Step 2 is delegate, and Step 3 is delete. Let's break down the mechanics of how you can actually apply this to your own life today. First up, automate the repetitive stuff. If it's paying bills, scheduling appointments, or basic research, just let technology handle it completely. Second, delegate. And here is a golden rule for you. If someone else can do a task to 80% of your standard, delegate it. Perfection is incredibly expensive. Progress is what actually creates wealth. And finally, delete the unnecessary. Honestly, this is the hardest one for most people. You have to ruthlessly delete meetings, notifications, and commitments that are just stealing your future. Not every opportunity actually deserves a yes. If a meeting doesn't have a clear agenda, delete it from your calendar without a second thought. When you actually run this system, something amazing happens. Thousands. That represents the thousands of protected moments and hours that are returned to you over the course of a single year. These are hours you can now invest back into learning, building, creating, and engaging in deep, uninterrupted thinking. Extraordinary wealth is built inside these thousands of protected moments where your mind is finally free to do its absolute best work.
Because at the end of the day, history rarely rewards the busiest people. It rewards those who aggressively protect their focus and solve the right problems. Most people measure effort. Wealthy people measure leverage. Remember, every single distraction moves you further away from your goals, and every hour you reclaim moves you one step closer. Your attention is exactly where your future is built.
So, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. What will you stop doing tomorrow so you can finally focus on what matters most? Think about that invisible time tax you have been paying for years and decide right now what you are going to automate, delegate, or eliminate. I would absolutely love to read your answers in the comments below, so let's get a conversation going. And hey, if you're serious about mastering leverage, make sure you join us for our next explainer. We're going to uncover the silent habits keeping high-income earners completely trapped in the middle class. Trust me, it is going to completely change how you look at money. Thanks so much for learning with me today.